Shalom to everyone. This is Shiur number 3, chapter 2 in the book Torat Hatahara. This is the main Shiur that caused me to record all the Shiurim, because many times people do not realize that there is a sin and there is a precaution for the sin, that you should be careful not to fall into the trap. And because of this, I got many phone calls saying that people did have accidents, and therefore I forced myself into recording the Shiurim. And one of the things that happened, that couple had relationship, and after the relationship they see both that they have blood, and husband and wife, means she began bleeding and it traveled to his body. The question is, what should we do that it should not happen to us? Is the problem? Yes. How serious is the problem? As the page will come, we will discuss all this in a great length. But now we will start chapter number 2, and this chapter is very important to know when to separate from when you're not allowed to live together with your wife. I mean, you're not allowed to have a mitzvah even though she's clean. Why is it important? Because rabbis saw that this accident could happen, and they gave us 12-hour distance. How does it work? We'll see it right now. Now, this topic talks about not only you should not be with your wife when she's nida, that's for sure not, even though she's clean. But because she might see today blood, 12-hour period, you should be having distance from her. How does it go? Chapter 2, page Hey. Whoever has a book, Torat Hatahara, you could follow with me. Ematai tzarich haba'al lifrosh meishto. When does man need to separate from his wife? Means, chas v'shalom, not separate, but to stay away from her and not be with her tonight, not live with her, do not make mitzvah that night. When is that? Ne'emar b'Torah. It says in the Torah, in Vayikra, chapter 15, phrase 31. Vehizartem et bnei Israel mitum atam. Jewish nation, Hashem says to us, be careful from becoming impure. Vedarshu chachamim. And our rabbis taught us. In Gemara Shevuot, page 18b, Mikan azhara livnei Israel sheifreshu min neshotehem. From here, there's a warning to the sons of Israel that they should separate from their wives, samuch levistan, and not be with their wives close to their period. Means, if woman knows every 5th of Jewish calendar or every 30 days, she sees blood. So that 30th, and she sees always at night, that 30th night, he's allowed to lie down near her, but he should not live with her. Why? Because if she knows within this time she sees period, and he lives with her and she sees it, it's the same sin as if he slept, as if he lived with the nida and he gets karet. Person doesn't want to play with this. Person doesn't want to get cut off in life, cut off in his neshama, in his soul, because of this miscalculations. So therefore, Rabbi said this 12-hour period, if she sees during the night at night, if she sees during the day in the daytime, she's not allowed to be with her husband, or he's not allowed to be with her. All the other things permitted. He's allowed to kiss her, hug, and everything, but this action is not permitted. Why? Because she is very close to her cycle and she might see blood. From here is a warning to the sons of Israel that they should be separated close to the period, that they shouldn't be together. This separation is the rabbinical decree, and they are supported by this phrase to have this law. As it says, we mentioned before, the Jewish nation should be careful not to become impure. Now, question comes in. I understand if the cycle is coming, if the period time is coming and I have to be separated, how long should I be separated? We mentioned 12 hours. Now let's go to the inside. Bekama zman hi haprisha. And how long do I have to be separated? The answer is ona. One period of time. Means ve'ona zohi o yom o laila. Or it's a daytime or nighttime. She'im hayadal kalilot bayom. If woman, let's say, she sees every 30 days only daytime. So now she's more safe. Why? Because she wakes up 7 o'clock in the morning. She goes to work, right? And until sunset, she's not home. So basically, it's not hard for him to be separated from her this 12 hours. Because by the time he comes from work, it's already 12 hours gone. But the only time after this 12 hours, if she did not see, they're still allowed to be together after this period of time. Only she has to check herself that her period did not come. After she checks herself and she's clean, he's allowed to live with her. Even though after the 30th day, she has to see today daytime, right? She didn't see it. Day passes, sun sets, she checks herself, she's clean, he's allowed to be with her. Why? Because we're not worried. If it didn't come till now, it's not gonna come next 12 hours. So he's allowed to live with her, he's allowed to be with her after this period of time. Let's say she sees at night. If she sees at night on the 30th day, that night, let's say she sees every 30 days, that night of the 30th night, they're allowed to be on the same bed. We'll see that later. But if they're strict on themselves and they know for sure she sees every 30 days, she goes to her bed and he goes to his bed, it's the best. It's even better. But if they're still on the same bed because she's still not nida and she sees 3 o'clock in the morning, since 30 days ago she saw 3 o'clock in the morning, this month the whole day till the evening he's allowed to live with her. Gets dark, he's allowed to kiss her, hug her, everything until she didn't see it. But the 12-hour period, he's not allowed to be with her from beginning of the night until the sunrise in the morning. As soon as sunrise happens, she checks herself. She's clean, he's allowed to be with her again. Now I'm studying the law from beginning and we'll go from there now. Vekama zman hi haprisha, and how long he has to be separated from her before her period comes. Ona, 12-hour period. Va'onazo hi oyom o laila, and this could be or day or night. She'ima yadal kalilot bayom, if she sees only every month during the daytime, porash mimena kolot oyom, he has to separate from her that entire day. Mish'at zelichat hachama va'at shkiata, from the sunrise until sunset. Benim tel kalilot bitchilat hayom, whether she sees right away, if sunrise is 6 o'clock in the morning and she sees 6:15, still he has to be separated from her from 6 a.m. until, let's say, 7 p.m. Whether she sees early in the morning, whether she sees during the day, whether she sees close to the afternoon, close to the evening. This is the time when sun is still around. We follow the sun according to this law. will follow the sun. So from beginning of the morning till the end of the sunset, he's not allowed to be with her. As soon as sun sets, she's still clean, she checks herself, he's allowed to be with her. As we mentioned just now, whether she sees in the beginning of the morning, in the beginning of the day, or during the day, in the middle of the day, or she sees during the end of the day, before the sun sets. She sees during all this time, she's forbidden to be with him from the beginning of the sunrise until sunset. Since she sees only after sunrise, so until sunrise, let's say she sees 6:15 in the morning, that day 5:30 at night, he's allowed to be with her. Why? Because she sees after sunrise, so we're not worried, she's still clean, he's allowed to be with her. Or even after the day is over, sun sets that day, on the 30th day, she sees she's still clean, she checks herself, she says, okay, nothing came, he's allowed to be with her again. There's two ways to look at this. Some people say, I don't understand, rabbis make decisions if I'm allowed to be with my wife or not. This is a wrong view. Rabbi is like a doctor, and doctor tells you this pill is allowed, this pill is not allowed, this is allowed, this is not allowed. If he would tell you from himself, you're right, it's not allowed. But when we see the Torah mentions it, nobody says no laws from himself. And this, to look at it, is they are saving me not to fall into a trap. So if person, you have no idea, if person had mistakes with wife when she was nida, he lived with her, the feeling of it will be felt after he makes teshuva. If he makes proper teshuva and he comes out from the dirt, he says, wow. A person does not realize and appreciate freedom as long as he's out of jail. When he's still in jail, he doesn't see the freedom. He says, it's the same thing. When he goes to free, he says, wow, I was tied up, I was in jail. Same thing. When a person lives with a wife who's nida, he's in such a deep tum'ah, he's in such a danger. He doesn't know the difference until he makes teshuva. He sends his wife to the mikveh. He himself goes once to the mikveh and says, you know what, I gotta purify myself. And then he learns the laws, he follows the laws, he feels the kedusha, the holiness of it. He sees the change in the kids, in the atmosphere in the house. He sees the warmth in the house. He says, I was in jail. Looked like as if I was a free man, but no, I was in darkness. Baruch Hashem, I came out from this. Let's continue. Now, let's say the 30th day passed, we said, they're not allowed to be together until she checks herself. Maybe she saw a certain drop of blood, and that was a sign that her period began. But once she checks, there's nothing there. They're allowed to be even after the 30th day. Since she didn't see, we're not worried about it. She's going to see it now, and they're allowed to be together. If she didn't check right away, when the 12-hour period of the 30th day finished, or the night of the 30th day, she didn't check herself, she could check it later on, right before she is being near her husband. But the best thing to do is to check right away. As soon as she checks right away, anytime she could go and make her husband happy. Next. Same thing. If woman's way, her cycle is to see at nights. On the 30th evening, after 29 days, on the 30th evening of the 30th day, he separates her from her entire night. means they're not allowed to be together, but he's allowed to kiss her and hug her and so on. Now, we don't care what time she sees at night. As soon as sun set and she saw right away, or she saw 2 o'clock in the morning, or she saw 5:30 in the morning. That's all considered when the sun was set and she's forbidden to be with him from beginning of sunset until the morning sunrise. ובין בסוף הלילה סמוך לזריחת השמש, ומותר בין ביום שלפניו התשמיש, ביום מותר רק במקרים מסוימים. Now, today, we live in an American world. Even though there's some opinions in the Gemara and in Shulchan Aruch saying that daytime person should not live with his wife, but today everything is exposed and person has a lot of desires, everybody's different, and he says, okay fine, I understand, he says, I'm not allowed to be with her during the nighttime, but day before, I know I'm allowed, so I want to make a mitzvah before sunset. So here, our rabbis advise to shut off the lights in the room, make sure the room is dark, and then he's allowed to do his mitzvah, even though it's daytime. ביום מותר רק במקרים מסוימים, ובאין ביום שלאחריו. And same thing, now at night she checked. She didn't see nothing. Usually she sees at night. She didn't see nothing. Early in the morning, sun rises. He says, listen, I have today day off. You have day off. I want to be with you. Can they do the mitzvah? Yes, only if she checks herself. She checks herself, she's clean. They're allowed to do this mitzvah. All this mitzvot. You see, what world is calling sin, enjoyment, lust, all the shtuyot, we call it mitzvah. We call it connection of Hashem's name. Do you know when person lives with his spouse, thinking I'm connecting Hashem's name, Hashem says, you care about my name? I'm going to care about your name. I'm going to care about your neshama. How many couples we hear, they cannot find themselves after they have 3, 4, 5, 6 kids. Their arguments, all this crazy stuff going on. Why? Because they don't keep Taharat HaMishpacha. I'm not going to say every couple, but majority of the couple. When people keep Taharat HaMishpacha, there's special light. Hashem says, you care about me. You don't care about me, only yourself. You care about me, I'm going to make you happy. And then Hashem makes his wife look good in his eyes, husband look good on her eyes, and they respect. They don't know why they respect each other more than usual. They say, wow, he's such, suddenly he looks like an angel in front of my eyes, or vice versa. Why? Because Hashem says, you care about my feelings, I care about your feelings. Of course, God doesn't have a body or feelings, but for us to understand that when we connect Hashem's name, Hashem connects us. Hashem connects our children and grandchildren. And it goes on. ובין ביום שלאחריו, אם עדיין לא ראתה, ולאחר שבדקה כראוי. And of course, if in the morning, after the night that she's not allowed, she checks herself, she's clean, she checked good, clean, they're allowed to be together. הלכה ב' לא, number 2. הפרישה בעונה הסמוכה לביסתה. Separation, how a person separates from his wife close to her cycle. לעולם היא עונה שלמה. It's only one עונה, which is 12 hours, we said. I mean, summer could be, if it's daytime, longer time. And winter, if it's daytime, shorter. And if it's nighttime, summer is shorter and winter is longer. Okay, it all follows according to the sun. Okay, second law starts. הפרישה בעונה סמוכה לביסתה, לעולם היא עונה שלמה. Usually it's one עונה. Simple, meaning 12 hours. דהיינו או יום או לילה, or day or night. בין בימי הקיץ, שהימים ארוכים, or is it during summer, that days are long, והלילות קצרים and nights are short, ובין בימי החורף, שהימים קצרים והלילות ארוכים, or it's a Wintertime, when the days are short and nights are long. Can you imagine if woman sees usually daytime and it's now summertime, it's longer hours. If it's winter, shorter hours. By the time they come from work, the 12 hours, not even 12 hours, 10 hours, 8 hours, 9 hours. So sun sets already. She checks herself, she's clean. They're good to go. Tamid poresh mimena ota ona. Only he separates from her that period of time. Or it's daytime or it's nighttime. When she's about to see. Not earlier, not later. We'll speak about it later. And we said, before that period of time, before these 12 hours, he's allowed to be with her. And after these 12 hours, as soon as she checks herself, he's allowed to be with her. And regarding this law, it follows that the day starts or finishes, we follow after the sun. Even though in different places we follow after morning rises, here in this law we follow after the sun. And night, as soon as sun sets, it's already night according to this law. Until morning sun rises, still night goes. Even though regarding different laws are the day starts from dawn and it goes till the rising of the 3 stars. Page number 6, we're going further. Some people, they are very strict. They say, 12 hours separate for me from my wife, that's not enough for me. I want to take 24 hours. Listen, you could be biggest strict person, but it's not for us. Our community, we like to follow simple law. Pashut. It says to be separated all day or night. Don't take day and night. Sometimes it could be good for man. He doesn't have so much desires, but his wife wants to be with him and he wants to be strict. You could be strict on your account. You can't be strict on your wife's account. Same thing. Some people, they want to go early in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning to pray nets. Very good. Perfect. The best tefillah ever. But when it comes to the mealtime, he's exhausted as if somebody beat him up. He wants to sleep. He's on the bed. His kids and wife are alone on the table. There's no father to say some divrei Torah. There's no role model. The family is sitting on the table when father is sleeping on the bed. What kind of mitzvah is this? If you don't talk to your children by Shabbat table, you don't explain to them what Shabbat, you don't explain to them what Parsha, you don't guide them through the Parsha of the week, you don't throw some halachot on the table, who's going to do that for you? That puts family in danger. How many times we see when father is sitting by Shabbat table, family goes good, kids are raised properly, so there's no mitzvah. Or he says, I work hard the whole week, I want to sleep 3-4 hours straight on Shabbat. Shabbat is made to sleep 3 hours, 4 hours. Shabbat is made to learn Torah. So this kind of nets is a wrong idea. If you go to nets and then you come back home, you sleep 30 minutes, fine, you got your power, you get up, you the whole day learning and you're teaching your kids and you're sitting by the table, it's good. But if you're not doing those stuff that are necessary, important things in the family where to build future Jewish Beit Ne'eman and Israel for your kids and grandchildren, then that is wrong path. The same thing. Some people on Rosh Hashanah also want to go to pray nets. And you ask them, why are you doing this? I want to sleep 3 hours, then I want to take my kids to park for 1 hour. Park is very important, don't get it wrong. But you don't want to do that on Rosh Hashanah. That's your mazal for the whole year. Is being judged. You don't want to ruin your mazal by sitting in a park. And if somebody is coming there not properly dressed, and you lost it. You don't want to do that on Rosh Hashanah. Even rabbis say, don't sleep on Rosh Hashanah extra more than 30 minutes. Just sleep till 30 minutes, fine. More than 30 minutes, don't sleep. Why? Because your mazal will be sleeping. Adam HaRishon fell asleep on that day. He was created on Rosh Hashanah. Because he fell asleep, all these sins that snake did with Chava caused death in the world. So can you imagine Adam Rishon wouldn't fall asleep? We are all here to fix the sin of Adam Rishon. So make sure you don't sleep on Rosh Hashanah. Rosh Hashanah is not made to sleep. 30 minutes fine, but you don't want to make your mazal sleep and the whole year you run around. Why am I parnasa not going anywhere? Because everything goes after the source and foundation. Foundation of the whole year is Rosh Hashanah. Normally pray. Doesn't matter which shul you go to. Pray normally. Get up in the morning. 7:38. Make Netilat Hadayah. Wash your face. Go Shacharit normally. Come home by 12, 12:15, 12:30. If you're in Sha'arei, Eliyahu, fine, 12:45. Maybe 1 o'clock. Bli Neder will be earlier this year. Bli Neder. Come home. If you could bring your family to hear shofar, if it's not possible, women are exempt. Take shofar to them, blow to them if they have custom to hear. Bring your kids, make sure they hear shofar. Person hears shofar, his neshama opens up. What shofar? Meshaper. Makes beautify. It beautifies person. Cleans him from all the sins. Person becomes perfect. Leshaper, beauty. And then, after that, make Netilat Hadayim. Some have custom to take a apple, bread and dip into the honey. Some have custom dip into salt. Either way, it's not a big deal. Here, don't make big deal out of it. Even though you put on the honey, still bread has its own soul. Then you make a motzi and you eat it. Have kavanah to have sweet year. And speak to your family. Talk to them about Rosh Hashanah. What New Year? Why is it so special? Other New Years, people sit and drink and talk only nonsense. Here we do drink. We have limits. We talk about tshuva. We talk about getting closer to Hashem. We talk about appointing Hashem as a king 1 more year. We are appointing Hashem. Hashem says, you appoint me as a king. What do you do when king becomes a king? You blow shofar. Trumpets. Do, right? You appoint Hashem. Hashem says, you appoint me. Anything you ask, I'm here for you. We say, Hashem, give us good life. Zochrenu l'chaim. Melech chafetz b'chaim. Kotvenu b'sefer chaim. L'manach Elohim chaim. We say 4 times, chaim, 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 chaim. Why 4 times? Because during Bet HaMikdash, when people used to sin, there were 4 types of death. Skila, they used to stone person. Today they don't do that. Serefa, burn. Hereg, kill with a sword. Chenek, choke to death. All these 4, look what we say. Zochrenu l'chaim. Hashem, take us from one way of this punishment and give us life. Melech hafetz b'chaim. Take second one and give us life. Kotvenu b'sefer chaim. Take third one and give us life. What chaim? Chaim is life. L'ma'anach Elohim chaim. For your sake, Hashem, please give us life. So you see, we take these 4 punishments of death, 4 death punishments, we erase them and ask Hashem to put us into 4 lives. Save us from bad things. Protect us from bad things. And then Hashem puts us in the book of life. How do I know? Because till today, every year Hashem put me. You come out from Rosh Hashanah happy. Yes, we have a little bit fear. Hashem is judging us. But yet we're happy. We depend on Hashem. We depend on His good judgment. And Baruch Hashem, every year, the whole year, will be a good judgment. At this moment, we will stop here in Halacha Bet. We'll go to Halacha Gimel later on. But you should know, every person has desires. When we take our desire and we work on it and we change our desire into the holiness, we feel the spirit of it and we feel the blessing of it. We're not angels, we are people. And people have to have desire. Man has to like a woman to get married to her. If he doesn't like her, you shouldn't marry her. If she doesn't look good, you shouldn't marry her. He has to have desire. Everywhere, when a person makes a mitzvah, he has to have desire. when he makes mitzvah with his wife. But you should know, when you do have desire and you want to make Hashem happy, this causes blessing. Hashem says, look at this. At your moment of enjoyment, you think of me. When you need something, the whole world will be davening to me. I'm going to pause everything and I'm going to first fulfill your desire. Because in your hard time, you think about my desire. So Hashem should help us to learn these laws. I know I'm spilling in a small cup the whole ocean. Some of you look at me saying, I don't understand, Rabbi Kill is normal. He began with good, smiling, funny, interesting lectures. Where is he taking us? But you should know one thing. When I get phone calls or text messages, and I got like 18 of them within a month and a half, where somebody texts me and says, Rabbi, when I was with my wife, she started bleeding. What should I do? Should I continue? Should I just come out simply? What should I do? Let me give you a hint, remedy, what to do in this case. I know it's not the proper structure for this lecture, but we have to be prepared for everything. So the law is, if person already was with his wife, everything was calculated properly, and she says, I feel I'm bleeding, he shouldn't leave right away from her. He should put his body on his nails, like, put your whole weight, the whole body, make sure you stand on, you support everything on your nails. When your nails have a little bit like a pain, it right away cools off your body. And you're not allowed to move, no in, no out. You have to wait till fully you come down, fully, and then you come out. Because when you come out without life ever, you still feel enjoyment as if you live with Nida, even though you're coming out. That coming out is constantly coming in. So therefore, you have to fully relax yourself and carefully come out. This is the remedy. But again, you should make teshuvah and say, Hashem, what I did wrong that I fell into this trap? I was calculating everything good. Why it happened to me that I should live with my wife when she sees Nida? Again, is this by purpose? No. Is it by accident? Yeah. But the question, ask yourself a question. Why did such a terrible thing fall into your hands? And then make teshuvah. Once you made teshuvah, you said, I'm sorry. You said, Anna, you must be happy. You should know Hashem forgave you. If He wouldn't forgive you, He wouldn't let you breathe moments after that. Once He gave you breathe, you're breathing, you life here. It means He trusts in you. If He trusts in you, you should trust in yourself. When you make teshuvah, Hashem forgives. Hashem is not a person. It doesn't come to Him, doesn't keep grudge on you. Hashem says, you make teshuvah, depend on me, and I forgive you. Hashem should forgive us all for all the mistakes we had throughout the years, and sign us, write us, seal us in the book of life, book of happiness, book of health and wealth. Good night.